So here's everything that I'm gonna eat for the next 24 hours.
Oh man, if you're like me and you watch a lot of YouTube shorts, I have heard that opening statement about 1,000 times from this guy, Ryan Johnson. I'm a big fan, and he's probably one of the influencers that got me started on OMAD, but here he's got a video about what he eats in a day, so let's check it out. My intro would be, I like Ryan, and I think he's a great OMADer, but I am envious of the amount of food that he seems to eat and still lose weight. I'm on OMAD, but I can't seem to eat this volume of food. Anyway, well, let's check out the video and see what happens.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Ryan Johnson, and for the last 2 years, I have been doing intermittent fasting. In today's video, I'm gonna show you exactly what it looks like when I do one meal a day. I'm gonna take you through everything that I've eaten and why I chose the foods that I did. So when I'm doing one meal a day, I always like to break my fast with a small snack. So today I had a Fairlife protein shake. I did that before I started cooking, so really I've had this about 30 minutes ago, and then I cooked all my food. I always like...
So I'd be interested to know what time of day he breaks his fast. I personally break my fast around about 5-6 p.m. I have my evening OMAD. This sort of seems like Ryan, looking in the background, it's maybe midday, mid-afternoon, could be the morning. And the types of food that he's got there are eggs, avocados, steak, that sort of thing. Typically might be things you might eat more in the morning. So if you're watching this, Ryan, I'd love to collab. I'd love your feedback on my videos. But I'd love to know, and maybe the listeners would like to know, approximately what time of day is this, mate?
I like to break my fast with a little snack, also something that's high in protein, and today I did a protein shake. So for my main meal today, or really the only thing that I'm going to be eating today, is I'm having a little bit of each of the different kinds of nutrients, fats, proteins, carbs. That's one of the things that I think about when I'm doing one meal a day, is trying to make sure that I fit in enough nutrients to get me through to the next day. So this is the only thing I'm gonna eat. It's about noon now. I'm going to eat this, I'm gonna go to work.
So there, he answered my question around about noon. So he seems to be like a midday eater. I personally would find that hard because not so much fasting till midday, that's the easy part, but not eating for the rest of the evening and afternoon. My biggest snack times is when I'm sitting down at night, after work, after all the kids are in bed. Yeah, that's when I would find it most difficult to keep my window shut. So for me, evenings to go. For Ryan, it seems to be middays for him, but he's also not strict on OMAD. He does do other sorts of intermittent fasting, and he probably has a fairly active job by the sound of it. He's working the closing shift. I imagine he's on his feet, that sort of thing. So keeping busy is a great way to stop snacking, but for me, I'm not that busy in the evening, so maybe I could fix that. Anyway, let's see what else.
Later, I'm working a closing shift tonight, so this is the only thing I'm gonna eat for the next 24 hours. So I'm starting off with, I have a 16-ounce New York strip. I did that in the sous vide. Now a sous vide is a water bath, so the thing that I like about it is this strip I actually seasoned and vacuum sealed a few weeks ago, put it in the freezer, and I was able to take it out of the freezer, put it in the sous vide, and it takes a few hours, but it stays at the perfect temperature. So me, I like my steak medium rare to rare, and it cooks it at the perfect temperature, so I'm able to put it in the water bath. It's just going to cook until I'm ready to bring it out and get a nice sear on it and get ready to eat it. So I cooked the steak in the sous vide. Along with that, I have 2 eggs.
So credit to Ryan. I thought he was going to try and upsell us to some affiliate link on a sous vide. It looks like a really cool method of cooking a steak. I've had sous vide steak before. It is absolutely delicious, but it's a lot of effort. So if you want to put the time into sous vide, all good to you. But I was really expecting him to say, and here's an affiliate link to a sous vide product that I have. So credit to him. I haven't checked the description. Maybe it's down there. He's just doing it subtly. It looks like he's going to have eggs as well. So a lot of protein in this meal. Let's see how it unfolds.
Scrambled. I sauteed those and scrambled those in the pan with a little bit of butter. And once they were just about done, I added about 3 ounces of cheddar cheese to those. And then for leftovers, we had some jambalaya earlier this week, so I'm having what's left over, that jambalaya.
Jambalaya is absolutely delicious. I actually, if you can't tell from my accent, I come from Australia. We don't have a lot of southern Cajun sort of foods, and jambalaya is not common in Australia. Although these days it's a global menu, so it's not like I haven't tried it before, it's just less common. But it is more common to have Asian-inspired rice dishes like fried rice, Chinese fried rice, Indonesian fried rice, sometimes called nasi goreng. And just like jambalaya, you need to watch the content of the fat that goes into it, because rice on its own is a complex carb, and it's pretty clean carb. But when you put it into a fried rice or a jambalaya or something similar, you're adding in a lot of fat in the oil that you're cooking it and frying it with. and you're also adding in a lot of additional fat from the protein sources you put in there, whether that's sausages, which are really high in different fats, and chicken and other sorts of meat, bacon, that sort of thing. So yeah, be cautious of the content of fat that goes into fried rice and jambalaya and that sort of stuff.
Going to be my carb for this meal. And then we had some leftover broccoli that I reheated that I'm going to eat that. That's going to be kind of, my vegetables, my fiber. And then for my fats, I've got an avocado that I'm going to eat. So I'm getting a little bit of fat from the cheese with the eggs and the butter. And then I'm getting my main fat from the avocado. So I'm getting protein from a few different sources, both the protein shake, the steak, the eggs, a little bit in the cheese, and then in the jambalaya, there's different meats in there. There's sausages, shrimp, chicken in the jambalaya. I'm getting my carbs from the rice and the broccoli, and then I'm getting my fats from the avocado, and then I salt.
Yeah, so I think Ryan's underestimating where a lot of the fat's coming from in his meal here, and the problem with that is, if you have fats hidden in certain foods that you're not aware of, fat is the most calorie-dense macronutrient, so it's going to bump the calories of the overall meal up. Now, if you're doing OMAD or intermittent fasting, that might not be such a problem because you're generally eating less in your eating window in terms of overall volume of food and overall calories. So having a higher fat meal might not be such a problem for you, but we are taught to have balanced meal, and adding an avocado to add fat is sometimes considered a good thing. But if you're trying to lose weight, what Ryan needs to be really mindful of, and let me just slide back a minute so you can see all the food there. Yes, there's a lot of fat from a whole avocado and it's considered good fat. But if you look at the meat in that jambalaya, like I just said, absolutely loaded with trans fats, the bad kind of fats, and the sausage in particular, the oil that would have been used to cook that jambalaya will be all throughout the rice. So it's no longer a carb, it's a complex carb and a really big source of fat in this particular meal. And like Ryan said, yes, there's cheese and butter. He kind of forgot to mention the butter in the scrambled egg. But also, I noticed when he sous vide that steak, he put a little bit of butter in there as well. Plus, there's a lot of fat in a marbled steak like that. So I think Ryan's underestimated the main sources of fat from this meal, in my opinion, is coming from the rice, the meat, and the eggs. And yes, there's fat in the avocado, but it's probably only equivalent to the fat that already existed in those other 3 portions of the dish. And those look like nice roasted broccoli. My main tip for anyone who's trying to lose weight, whether you're on OMAD or anything else, is always add 1 to 2 cups of vegetables to any meal, making sure that they're either steamed or roasted without additional fat. It's okay to season them and add salt and that sort of thing, but if you have fresh vegetables, carrot, broccoli, potato, sweet potato, capsicum, peppers, whatever you want to call it, just a variety of mixed vegetables, 2 cups to every meal. It'll stop you overeating on the bad stuff and it'll help you maintain your weight. I always do it with OMAD, and you have that extra benefit of a bit of fiber. Push that poo through. All right.
My salt intake is a little higher. It helps me kind of get through my fast, and I don't experience any of those headaches that some people experience.
Yeah, more good advice. So often when you're fasting, you get low on electrolytes. Electrolytes are there to help you balance neurosignals that your body's sending around to make your organs and your muscles work. And salts, and particularly potassium, are really key part of that function to transfer that neurosignals. Plus for cellular function, you need a salt balance to help move water and nutrients in and out of your cells. Often people go onto intermittent fasting and they drink a lot of water because you're hungry all the time and you've been told to drink a lot of water, and that results in you peeing out all those electrolytes, and then you just feel flat. You experience what people call the fog or the keto flu. A lot of it's just down to having low electrolytes. So adding more salt to your meal if you can tolerate it, or adding salt to your water when you're on the fast is a great idea.
This is a typical meal for me when doing 1 meal a day. Now, I don't always do 1 meal a day. I kind of listen to my body. I'll do it probably once to twice a week.
Yeah, it's a great meal there from Ryan. I think it's a really kind of clean meal if you take away the problem with the amount of fat that's in it. And it's a pretty decent volume of food. Like I said, I couldn't get away with eating this volume of food, and particularly that much fat. And I think that's probably down to the differences I'm assuming, in my lifestyle and Ryan's lifestyle. Ryan, I'm imagining, is far more active than me. He sounds like he has a more active job in terms of he's doing a night shift he talked about, and I'd say he's on his feet more. He's probably moving more. And I've seen some of his workouts. I mean, you can see there in the photo from his channel, he's got quite a high muscle mass as well, so he could probably afford to eat some more calories than I can at the moment. Anyway, some great video there from Ryan. Hope you guys are enjoying the reaction videos. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.